It's a game day episode of Boy Green Daily. New York Jets, Cincinnati Bengals, 1 o'clock. We got 5+ hours of live streaming today. Let's kick it off with the pregame show right now.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
Hey everybody, I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. Here we are. Game day. It always gets the blood flowing, baby. I wake up in the morning with a little pep in my step, whether the Jets are 0-7 or 7-0. It doesn't matter. We always here, baby. And appreciate you guys. No Matt Lombardo today, our NFL insider extraordinaire. He's got NFL insider duties as a dad. So shout out to Matt and the Lombardo family. A daughter having a cheer competition coming up. So shout out to the Lombardo clan and go enjoy and have a good time. And hey, don't worry. We'll handle it this week, baby. We'll handle it this week and have ourselves a good time. But a big shout out to Matt Lombardo and the Lombardo family as well. Well, I'm going to be honest, folks. You know, this Justin Fields jersey I'm wearing right now, I wasn't sure the next time I was going to be wearing it, if I'm going to be honest. You know, earlier this week, well, let's just go to the last 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks ago, Justin Fields has -10 net passing yards, the worst mark in Jets franchise history. Not good. Then last week, he had 46 passing yards in the first half. Looked so bad, the Jets benched his ass at halftime. And I'm like, oh boy, maybe that was just an in-game thing, but it sort of feels like a full-time thing. But anywho, now we get to the week, and Rich Cimini reports earlier in the week that Aaron Glenn is leaning towards starting Tyrod Taylor instead of Justin Fields, and that Woody Johnson goes scorched earth on Justin Fields with his comments saying if we could complete a pass, maybe we'd be pretty good. And obviously Justin Fields get run over by a bus, and we're like, well, I don't know if Justin Fields is ever going to return to the lineup. Maybe, because Tyrod can never stay healthy, but you never know. And then you just continue to look through the entire program there. And now all of a sudden, oh boy, apparently the injury to one Tyrod Taylor was more serious than let on. That was the same knee he had arthroscopic surgery on in late July, early August. And well, Tyrod Taylor is out. Surprise, motherfuckers. Justin Fields back into the lineup, I guess. So, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The plot twist, the football gods know about. You can't make this up. They sort of joke that there's some person out there with an NFL script. Like, who is coming up with this? I want to punch that person in the face. This is just unbelievable. But here we are, and we'll get you guys ready for Jets Bengals. All the storylines and everything say that the Jets should lose this game. No Garrett Wilson, no Sauce Gardner, Tyrod. Just kidding, it's Justin. Just kidding, it's Tyrod. Just kidding, it's Justin. And oh, Lord, everything says they won't, which means maybe they can. We'll learn more about that perhaps later. A special surprise co-host for today's festivities. Hop on top of the old double dip.
Hey now. Good morning, Coffee Club.
What's up, Pop? How you doing this morning?
Doing phenomenal. Got a little busy morning, a little coffee club, and then I got to go to the church and do some upkeep on the building, and then go to church, and then go to the airport. So a lot going on. So.
For sure. Pop, you know, this is something normally I would have spoken with you off air about, but how long do you think you can be on the show today?
Yeah, I can do a solid to about 8:10.
8:10. Okay, beautiful. Well, we'll talk a little bit of Jets Bengals, and then we'll open up the phone lines and allow some callers to get in the mix before we move forward. But Pop, what's your reaction to all of it? Again, Justin had been the starter for 6 of the 7 games this season leading into this week. The only one he wasn't available to start the game anyway was because of the concussion in week 3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It seemed like the Jets are trending for the first time of starting someone else not named Justin Fields but outside of injury for that decision for the first time, a coach's decision. It seemed like it was leaning that way earlier this week, but Tyrod Taylor ends up surprisingly getting ruled out, does not make the trip with the team. Maybe that explains a little bit of Aaron Glenn's back and forth with the media, where we all thought it was going to be Tyrod, and it ends up being Justin. So the Bengals must have wasted some time preparing for the old Tyrod train and hit him with that hook. Pow! It's Justin Fields, you bastards. So yeah, what do you make of all this craziness? You can't make this up. I just sort of like when I got the the little update coming through, and I heard that noise pop that we all know, Tyrod's out. I'm like, what? Because I have to write all these articles for the team. I sat there like, what? And I just laughed. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. But here we are.
Yeah, it is crazy. This reminds me, Tyrod or T-Rod or whatever his name is.
Oh,
Taylor.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, right.
Yeah, whatever his name is. It reminds me of that Bruce Willis movie. When you said motherfucker a minute ago, so let's bring Samuel L. Jackson, the actor that has the most gross revenue of his entire movie collection of anybody in the history of cinema. I don't know if you knew that. Here's a little fun fact for you. His movies have grossed more money than any other actors, period. Wow. That may be because he's been in 5,000 movies. I'm not sure. But anyways, I digress. If you remember the movie with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, do you remember that movie?
I do. Yeah.
What's the name of that movie?
That movie would be, haven't they been in several movies together?
Yeah, I'm not talking about Die Hard 12. I'm talking about the one where Bruce Willis is a janitor / superhero that his only weakness is water. It's very odd. And Samuel L. Jackson, sneezes and breaks his fibula. That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay,
is it unbreakable? Is it shattered? Is it?
Oh, I see. Yes.
So that's this movie. They're doing a remake, and the part of Samuel L. Jackson will be played by Tyrod Taylor. So, but anyways, if you didn't get the movie, you missed it. And that whole buildup was for nothing. I would say what makes this game interesting, not that it obviously wasn't interesting to everybody listening, but what really makes it interesting to me is I think Justin Fields went out on that Viking ship that was on fire, right? You set him out, right? When the person's dead, you put him out on the Viking ship, you light it on fire. And so he's on that ship, he's on fire, and they're all like, hey, we need you back on land for a minute. But so he's trying to put the flames out. I say all that to say this. This, to me, is Justin Fields' audition for the next 5 to 7 years of his career. That's what I see. I think his time with the Jets is spent. I think he will be dealt. I don't think he'll start after the bye week. So he's got a one game, he wasn't in a contract year, but now he's in a contract game, if you will, that he's got to put up, show out. And the worst case scenario for him is he goes, all right, backfield. Where's Braylon Allen? Oh, crap. Wait, all right, wide receiver. Garrett, what are you doing over there? And Josh, is that you beside him? So he's a little thin, if you will. He still has Mason Taylor.
Apparently it's unbreakable, and with Justin Fields starring as unscorable.
Yes, there you go.
Thanks, Lustig.
So I think, if I'm Justin Fields, and now this whole thing, right, this has not been the best week of his life. And I would say you go out there and, you say athletes give 100%, and they always do. But then there's that other thing that you don't know there. Like mom saving a baby, when the car flips over on the baby, the mom can flip the car over. Sure. Outside of that, she can't lift a bag of groceries. That's the kind of energy that Justin Fields is, that woman that can't carry the bag of groceries. That's the kind of energy that I think he's going to bring today. And I think he's going to play with wild abandon because he literally has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. Yeah. His spot on the Jets for next year is questionable at best. What's that? No, not questionable. Is it doubtful? Is that the 75%?
Right. We work on the percentages, right? Yeah, that's a fair point.
So I would say it's doubtful plus, which means there's like a 0.1% chance. So he's got to show up and show. He's got He should be running around being the guy from Ohio State that reason that he got drafted. That's the guy I expect on the field today. The problem is he's going into a gunfight with like 2 bullets in the chamber. It's not fully loaded. So I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think whatever happens today is going to change anyone on this call's perception or the Jets organization perception. Because let's be honest, and then I'll stop babbling. Let's be honest. The Bengals have the second worst defense in the NFL, even with Trey Wingo.
Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, he is available today. Ian Rappaport shared that this morning.
Even with him, right, they're the second worst defense in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Not good. So Justin Fields, playing with his chestnuts roasting on an open fire, if you will, and against the second worst defense, he could fool us the way the Jets fooled us at the end of last year, where they took like 2 or 3 games from garbage people, and they went, they weren't that bad. You beat the Dolphins twice, for Christ's sake. And I'm not even sure if we did. We played crappy teams at the end of the year, and then we looked at the end of the season, like, they're not that bad. We convinced ourselves to be 12-5 this year.
Yeah. What I think we'll get, hopefully, if again, it's not a guarantee, obviously, is a short-term dopamine rush, right? If the Jets beat the Bengals, there's probably going to be a euphoric splash, although I'll give a shout-out to this because we'll get to this later. Nick Shine, I called in. There was a show earlier today. I'll get more to that later. And I called in, and I said, everything is pointing in the direction, basically what I said in the monologue, that everything's pointing in the direction the Jets are going to lose this game. So, maybe they can win it. And Nick said, no, everything is pointing that they're not going to win it. But the first win, wouldn't Woody Johnson be delivering that game ball to Aaron Glenn? And what if Justin Fields has a good game and he has to deliver that game ball to Justin Fields days after shredding him? And I laughed. I said, wow, Nick, that's pretty good. Nick and his son are going to the Cincinnati Bengals game in person today in Ohio, which Ohio State. So maybe there's something there. So that would be sort of, I don't even know. That picture, the video crew in the locker room of Woody handing a ball to Justin. Oh, boy. Wow.
Yeah, that definitely is not going to happen. It'll be Aaron Glenn's ball and Aaron Glenn's ball only. And let me say that even with this, I expect whatever Justin has in the tank. So let's just get this very clear. If he comes out and stinks the house out today against the second worst defense in the NFL, he's beyond done. He might 100%. As well just collect the $10 million for next year and plan on never playing in the NFL again. I mean, that's literally it.
If he's really bad, all the fancy audience of let Brady cook, he's the backup quarterback today. He's been elevated. If it's a bad half, why wouldn't AG go? Jesus, that's 3 weeks in a row of the -10 net, 46 last week. I benched him at halftime. And then again, why wouldn't he? Well, Brady cook time, baby. And he rolls him out there. So I wouldn't even put that aside. Obviously, there's the other side of it. To your point, if he plays us with reckless abandon, we see like the best game since week 1. We'll see what happens. The Jets will get to sort of rest on this for 2 weeks, but I don't think it changes, to your point, the long-term picture. The cast is die, so to speak. So that part of it.
Cast. You said it backwards there.
No, well, I think that's a potato situation.
Definitely not. But anyway, it's like fry French, or brown hash.
But here's another thing. Here's another thing I want to throw out there. So we got an update from Ian Rappaport this morning, but I didn't even know there was an update required, which tells you how worse it could have been, right? So, Garrett's out today. Sauce is out today. Josh Reynolds was placed on IR. He's out for the next month. He was the other starting receiver. What happened there where he got hurt midweek? And then we're like, he should be good for the game. Just kidding. He's out for a month. What the hell? Anywho, that's neither here nor there. But here's how much worse it could have been. Ian Rappaport this morning said Breece Hall and Mason Taylor are good to go or likely to play. Wait a second. There was a chance they weren't going to play?
Yeah, they were on the board you put up yesterday. They were questionable. I mean, questionable is a garbage thing anyways,
Right.
But, Josh Reynolds, I like the way they're trending. AG has moved into Robert Saleh territory. I like the way they're trending. Trending to what? And how do you go from – right? Well, we're all trending that way, but we don't like to talk about it. But now I actually heard in the distance.
No?
I heard in the distance Woody cry with joy. Because his boy is now the New York Football Jets numero uno wide receiver.
Salute.
He slithers around. You see that new toy for Christmas? So that lizard that slithers all around the
Yeah.
wall and
Yeah.
ceilings and stuff. There's Alan Lazard his name sounds a lot like lizard, has slithered back into the number one. I don't know if he ever was a number one wide receiver. I don't think he ever was anywhere.
Yeah.
Shy of, everybody on the team, the wide receivers went on a bus, right? And he hijacked somebody to throw a rocket propelled grenade at it. I mean, he's just a designated survivor at this point, for God's sake. He's Keith Sutherland, right?
Yeah.
Who was who was in that TV show? He was like the secretary of the custodians or something, whatever he was.
Yeah. Not good. Well, Pop, let me give you a chance to champion here. Cool thing here from number one Austrian Jet fan sending in a super chat this morning. Appreciate you, number one Austrian Jet fan.
Wow.
Much appreciation for Pops putting me on the Boy Green Mount Rushmore yesterday. Feel greatly honored. Much love, Coffee Club. That is 2 more raffle tickets for a $5 Euro super chat coming here on the show. So Austria was super appreciative, Pop, of your placement of him on the list.
Yeah, well, there was no doubt he was going to be on the list. I reflect on the list. I wish there was more than 4 names on the list. And what's funny is, as I was kind of caught off guard by the request, similar to the book from Greeny, where they had the debate over who was going to make the 4th or 5th, who was going to be the first person out. And so I didn't even mention this first person's name, so I neglected it. I didn't mention it. I've been thinking about it since then, and I wanted to apologize.
Oh.
The person that, I'm not saying they should have belonged, but I should have mentioned the honorable mention. I've had a few honorable mentions. This person 1,000% deserves an honorable mention. He was at the show. He's doing his own thing with JB, and it's Snowball. So Snowball, for all you do for the show, the creator of all the emojis, the support that you provide, the calls and insights, you are on the honorable mention. If there's a lower Mount Rushmore or a parallel Mount Rushmore or some other. So Snowball, I didn't mention him yesterday, and I felt like, there's probably 100 people I didn't mention, so it's not intentional. He stood out to me, as somebody that's really supports the show just for the love of the show.
100%. And I didn't bring it up because when I went to bring it up, you said, hey, maybe that'll be coming later in the list. I'm like, holy shit, he put him at number 1. Okay. And then you never said him again. And I went, oh.
Yeah, that was my, we all make mistakes. And that was my mistake. I should have mentioned him and JB at the same time, and I failed. So, but yes, at some point, we're going to get this shop off the ground, Boy Green. But anyways, when we do, maybe it could be a Mount Rushmore emoji T-shirt with the Boy Green logo thing over the top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. We should work on that. And Austrian has another gift, 20 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships to celebrate the Mount Rushmore. Wow.
Hey now. Wow. By the way, I'm not going to be able to read them as I'm...
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. And I will play this because I know Austria would want it.
Kevin James. I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
63 raffle tickets now for our number one Austrian Jet fan. And here are the 20 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Absolutely terrific. Here are all the names. We got a lot of names to get to. Here they are. Draft Geek, Goose McGee, Luppy OU8125, Spaceman, Jug Artist 14, Rep New York, Aaron Poyer, Kaz 25, Justin Cole, Fan Prods, Brandon Barnes, Tony Del Filippo Jr., The Hamburger, welcome back to Hamburger, Admiral Average 548, DKL, Nanga Iboko, 3 Sibs, he's back on the show, Hennessy Heisman, Big Will, you guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Cheers, 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 and thank you to our number one Austrian Jet fan. Again, legendary performance, our number one Austrian Jet fan, appreciate you. And Pop, without further ado, go ahead.
I just like the one last thing, and I thought about it afterwards because again, that whole thing I hadn't watched the show the day before, and so on the fly, put at the moment you put the microphone. Sure. I did a few Robert Saleh things yesterday, so I just like to clarify. I would say what we had the Mount Rushmore, and then we called it something else, and I would like to say the most controversial people or the other four. The title should probably be better. It's not the bottom four. It's the most controversial. And one of the greatest things, not only about this show, but our country, right? If we all we all wore the same clothes, the same outfits, ate the same thing, wore our hair the same way, it would be pretty boring, right? And so people that have counter opinions or the debate, not with swear F-bombs flying everywhere, but having the debate and the discussion, that's what makes the show interesting. That's what makes us interesting. And that's talking about our different viewpoints or what makes America great.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's what a brilliant response to that statement. All right. Well, let's go to the phone lines. We'll do that next. We'll play a quick half timeout. More coming up.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. The New York Jets football club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go!
Let's go. God, that tailgate was a spectacular time, and thank you everybody who came out for it. It was an absolutely wonderful treat. Man. And Pops, there was a lot of conversation that was off of yesterday's Mount Rushmore action. Are you ready for the phone lines?
Sure.
Okay, well, let's go to a guy making his return to the show. I guess he heard about the program yesterday. Bobby Midnight joins us.
Oh, thank you for my award. I loved it, Pops. I loved it. And I want to ask you a question. What did I say to your wife? I said she was beautiful. Do you remember that?
I didn't bring. Yeah, Bobby.
You said something about your wife yesterday.
Somebody else brought it up. If you roll back the tape, you watch it.
Yeah, that was me.
There's one thing, Bobby, I can tell you is I remember almost everything, conversation and word, and I did not bring it up.
When are you coming up to Vermont? You said you're going to take care.
Yeah, I'll be over there just a few months from now. I'll look you up.
Okay, I write it in my book. I can't wait for your arrival.
Excellent.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
No, we could just what's the word? We can have a conclave.
What the hell is a conclave?
Yeah, it's like a summit.
Oh, but like the presidents. Hey, I like that Kevin James thing. That's King of Queens. That's my guy.
Oh, I've never watched King of Queens, so I've only seen.
It's a great show.
I think you would actually like it. It's a pretty funny show.
Oh, okay. Does it stand the test of time?
Okay,
That's
so
some of my worries.
Who wrote this thing about the wife? When I talked to you, let me say hi to her. She was a pretty lady. That's all I said. So who's this person in the chat?
Yeah, I don't know who's in the chat. Boy Green brought it up.
Boy Green, who was it? Do you know?
No, I have no idea.
Well, that guy's a troublemaker then. I never said anything about his wife, so I don't know what's going on.
All right, that's all cleared up.
I do like the award. I'm the worst quote. I agree.
I think you're the most controversial. I clarified it, so I wouldn't say
okay,
most controversial.
That's fine with me. That's fine.
Bobby, would you like to plug the show? I got to see some of it earlier, the Addy show on your network. That's awesome.
Yeah, Addy show is the best. He kicks ass on that show.
Awesome.
The Addy show is one of the, and he has his own co-host too. Peter.
Oh, awesome.
Fred. That's pretty cool.
All right, terrific. Well, Estonia. Wow. Oh, that's cool.
Okay, I write in the book. I don't have your thing in Discord, I don't think anymore. But I'll give you Jake my number, and then he could get back to you.
Okay, great. That'd be awesome, Bobby. Thanks, man.
Summit, and we'll have a rumble, right? Maybe.
Yes, there you go.
All right,
Okay,
Bobby.
we'll talk to you later.
All right, there he is, Bobby Midnight. All right, beautiful. Okay, wow. All right, let's keep going on that Rushmore you had, Pop. Easy. Hey, what's up,
Oh,
Easy?
there you go. Actually, he's
Hey,
wearing
how
the
you guys
T-shirt.
doing?
Good. With all
Hey,
due respect
listen.
to Ace Frehley and
Yeah.
Boy Green's
Oh
first
yeah,
concert. Boy Green's first concert was Kiss. Anyways,
100%.
I tell you, we lost a couple really, really significant people in the past year.
Ozzy. Ace.
Ozzy
Yeah.
I cried for 3 days with Ozzy, and then when we lost Ace, it was like I couldn't cry. I don't know what it was. I think it was because I was just numb.
Sure. There's been so
I was
much loss. Yeah.
I mean, because say what you will about Ace. I mean, was he the talent of Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen? No, but it was his heart, his desire. He was rock and roll. He was the guy that made Kiss rock and roll. I mean, Gene and Paul in the beginning, they loved rock and roll and they wanted to make it. But if you listen to their stories, when they first started out, when they were Wicked Lester, they had songs in the album. Even Gene said we were just trying to make it no matter what. I mean, if there was a flugelhorn that made it big to the top 10, he said they put a flugelhorn in their songs. He says if there was, if someone was playing, an electric harmonica, they put an electric harmonica in the song. And then when they got the album Wicked Lester, they were just like, no, we can't do this. They literally walked away from their record deal, much to the chagrin of the other three guys in the band. And they said, no, we have to be ourselves. We have to find out what we're going to be. And Peter, Chris, and Ace were what made them what they were. Not taking anywhere from Gene and Paul. They were great too, but I'm just saying Ace was the final piece of that puzzle. And he influenced so many guys into becoming guitar players. I'm sure if you'll be talking to Hep later, I'm sure he was an influence to Hep. He was an influence to me. I mean, I was never a great guitarist. I'm more of a vocalist, but I can play a little guitar.
You can do some vocals, Easy?
That's what I am. I'm a lead singer.
Basically. Oh, great. All right. Lay some on us, man.
Oh, please. I haven't even had my coffee yet.
Yeah, that's all right. Come on. Give us what you got. Give us a little something.
I'll tell you what. You come back. We'll come back to me at the end of the show. I'll figure something out because you just hit me with something right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Totally unfair. You're a professional. I shouldn't have done that. I bullfrogged you. Okay, 100%. We'll do a circle back on that one.
Well, there is on YouTube. There is on YouTube a video of me with my best friend who passed away 4 years ago, singing "Electric Eye" by Judas Priest. Mm-hmm. At the party in the park in Long Island.
Wow.
And,
okay.
And although the music's a little rough because we really didn't rehearse, I think I pretty much nailed the vocals. If you've never heard the song, listen to "Electric Eye," and then when you hear my recording, I think I pretty much nailed it. It was pretty good.
All right, I can't wait for the end of the show, Easy. So we'll definitely swing back.
But I didn't see the Mount Rushmore episode, so who's on Mount Rushmore? I don't even know. I just...
Huh?
So the top of the Mount Rushmore is Jared B., number one Austrian Jet fan.
Oh, I agree 100%. He's a major contributor to the show, almost to a fault. I don't know.
Yep.
Hep's on it,
Yep. And IndyJet.
IndyJet, yep.
That's the four.
Okay.
And then we had the most controversial four.
Where's I don't even know if I'm on there, but I'm sure I've got an honorable mention on that one.
Okay.
The most controversial four are Bobby Midnight.
Absolutely.
B-Smack.
B-Mac, yep.
Yep, no, Alon.
Yeah.
And the Habmo masquerading Easy.
There you go. Put you on there.
Okay.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Hey, I made the shit list.
I prefer controversial.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've heard this, but I've told Paulie a lot of times. most of the stuff that I do, I throw out there to start conversations so that people can get an idea. Like that whole thing with Micah Parsons and the whole bet trade thing where I said, Brees in a third. That was there was no way I ever thought that was going to happen. I was just doing that to get people going and go, no, that's crazy. We got to do this. No, we got to do that. People called into the show. People were interested. I created the little bit of controversy, which got everybody's juices flowing, including yours, Pop.
Yeah, juices were flowing, Pop.
And I actually let's use a different analogy there. But anyways, I would say that's exactly what I said just a few minutes ago. That I changed the title to, and the reason for controversial is because those differences of opinion. But all those interesting, we'll call them easy takes, were not the reason that you made the Mount Rushmore, the most controversial Mount Rushmore. That was not the reason you made it.
Was it because I didn't show up at the game?
Was it because you didn't show up at the game that was at the time you requested, at the date you requested, at the month you requested, when you had something on the menu at the restaurant with your named after you, that you said, if you could do it on a Sunday in October at 1:00, I can definitely make it. Was it all those things?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, all those things are true. So I'm not saying anything that's not true. And I would not be bringing you up. You would not have made the most controversial if it was a truly financial. But you yourself said it really wasn't a financial thing. It was a decision because the finances never really changed itself.
It was partially financial because work's been very slow. I've only been averaging 3 days a week at work, and so my income was cut in half. Now I did start getting Social Security, but my income got cut in half too. So, and I had just leased a new truck, and then my income got cut in half, and I was like, do I really want to do this all this drive of it? Because I mean, let's face it, to go up there, I mean, the ticket was already paid for at that point, but to go up there with that $300 ticket, it would have probably come close to $1,000 trip, which I just didn't have it. And
yeah, so I would if it was financial,
and I've
reasons,
never
it's none of
gone to a
anybody's
jet
business why you didn't go. But financial reasons, it's not. But anyways,
well, since I'm a kid going to games at Shea Stadium with my dad and everything, I was never attending a Jet. I never attended a Jet game where they won. Not once. Every time I've gone to a Jet game, they
the
lost.
streak would have continued. But it did in your honor. It still continued. So
I see. Cheers.
Well, it's not. I know. I'm a Jets fan. I love the Jets. I bleed green. It's just like with Ace's death. I'm kind of numb right now to what's going on. I mean, the whole thing with Aaron Rodgers, I really thought that we were going to have something there. And it's kind of like I needed to take a break.
Fair enough.
I'm sure there's a lot of Jet fans that just like, I need a little break from this. It's just too much negativity, too much sadness, too much having your guts pulled out from both ends, man. Literally feels like someone's reaching in my throat and up my butt and just ripping my guts from both ends.
Let's just take a quick timeout right there. That was vivid enough. Easy. We'll try to check back in with you when you're ready for your musical performance at the end of the show. But
hopefully he does an Ace Frehley original. He was espousing.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So
yeah.
There's why he's thinking about it. He should think about that. So.
All right, let's get another caller in here. We got a couple hundred people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Appreciate all the support. The pinned comment on YouTube is youtube.com/boygreen25. All right, up next is East Zone coverage. Oh, what's up, pal?
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Oh, good. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just wanted to say the Jets are going to get curb stomped today. And they better hope they do, because frankly, this season is going nowhere. And I mean, you got no G-Dub, you got no Sauce, you got Fields coming back again, you got no reliability and no accountability. The head coach has been an absolute nightmare. And really, at this point, I don't think this season you have anything to hope for at this point. So you have to look forward to losing, because if you don't lose out because of your strength of schedule, you're gonna miss out on the first overall pick. And
Mhm.
with the way this quarterback class is shaping up, you're basically expecting this class that went from like 7, 8 guys down to maybe 2 if you're lucky.
Mhm.
And at that point, you're talking you are then losing any leverage that you would possibly have for a potential trade down in order to acquire more assets in order to turn this thing around faster. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So just wanted to throw that out there and see what you guys had to say about it.
Thanks, pal. Appreciate you calling in. East Zone Coverage making an appearance on the program. Always see you in the comment section. So thank you very much. Yeah, the couple of guys, I know a lot of people on the Mendoza train right now. Dante Moore, he like busted up his nose or something. I didn't get to catch all the games yesterday, but I was catching up on stuff this morning. So Dante Moore, the kid out of Oregon, is someone Greeny liked a lot in our conversation the other day. So there's Mendoza. There's a few of them, but I understand what he's saying. You look at the quarterback thing. Tyrod is old as hell. Who knows if he's going to be back after this year? Justin Fields, the future's murky. What's the official words you used, Dad, for Justin Fields' future?
Yeah, the future shit. I don't remember exactly what word.
Okay, well that fits the bill. All right, and then you have Brady Cook, who again is the mystery box on Family Guy. He's probably not good, but at some point we're probably going to open that box. Brady Cook is one hit away or one bad half away from getting thrown in that game today. So, at some point you'll see him. But I get what East Zone Coverage is saying in terms of like optimism, right? If you're the Giants, you're 2-5, but you have Jackson Dart. He's exciting. Every game you want to see because that's more he's adding to his resume that you're thinking that he could be this franchise quarterback if you don't already think so already. So the Jets don't have one of those on the team, so I understand how that's a difficult thing to sort of rally around, especially when some of your top players are gone, like Garrett, Sauce, etc.
Yeah, just a few things. By the way, the curb stomp, that phrase used to be a thing, and it really didn't have any meaning until American History X.
Oh, Jesus.
Where they're like, put your teeth on the curb. What? So that's Woody telling Justin, put your teeth on the. Anyways, so I have advocated for Brady Cook. Let me be very clear. If I was Aaron Glenn, I would have Breece Hall do the Wildcat if something happened to Justin Field before I put Brady Cook out there, who was on the practice squad, who found out yesterday he was on the 53-man roster in the backup quarterback. I would not put him out there. That is just a recipe for, what was it? Was it David Carr? Is that the one that got car wrecked in Houston?
David, both of them did, but David much worse. Yes.
Yeah. So my 100% hope is that after today's game, Aaron Glenn, whether in his head or in front of people, he probably won't say it in front of people, I would make Brady Cook give him the 2-week runway to be ready to be the starting quarterback. That's what I would do. But I would not. Whatever I would do, I'd drag Justin Fields' body onto the field and have him take snaps or have Breece do the Wildcat before I put Brady Cook out there. That's not fair for him. And then he goes out there, right? And let's say it doesn't go work well. And so then now there's perceptions about him by the Jets universe, if you will, that are completely unrealistic, unreasonable,
unfair. Right?
Get him the first team snaps for 2 weeks. Let him go out there, get some people back healthy, give the kid a chance. Don't put him out in this game for any reason.
Here's the damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? So, again, to your point, he just found out he's on the 53-man roster yesterday. Is that news to him, or did he know all week that this was going to happen? Those are things we don't know, and maybe AG won't reveal that. But the Bengals defense you mentioned is terrible outside of, like, Trey Hendrickson. He's really good. There might be a few individual players that are halfway decent, but the defense is bad. So I hope in a perfect world, Justin just plays awesome, and then we never have to open up the Brady Cook door. But if Brady Cook and you're floating with it, 2 weeks to prepare, I think would behoove and increase his chances. He's also playing that Cleveland defense, which is much tougher coming off the bye versus the Bengals defense he could be playing. So let's just hope for the best on Justin Fields and go from there, I suppose. And I know,
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's, Justin Fields, but I don't care how well he plays. Justin Fields does not play against Cleveland. He does not. That's not what I would do.
Fair enough. Well, Pop, I want to thank you for the surprise jump on appearance. Again, no Matt Lombardo. He and the family are doing stuff with his daughter at a cheer competition. So awesome for them. I appreciate them joining us on a week-to-week basis. And thanks for the double dip. And that was a lot of fun.
All right. Have a great day, Coffee Club.
All right, there he is. Pop heading off to church and airport, and a bunch of travel happening there for Pop. So had to get out at 8:10. So had to shout out there, but appreciate him joining us here on the program. Again, a couple hundred people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We'll be on for a little bit longer. All right. The Don Tony Teflon.
That is me. Good looks, brother.
Whoa.
I appreciate you having me.
Game
on
of
here.
Thrones, man. Look at the studio. This is spectacular. Wow.
I appreciate you having me on 100%. You know what I mean? First time, long time. I'm from Queens, New York. I live in upstate New York now. I live outside of Saratoga. So I'm pretty much all in New York, right? I've been
I love that.
Been there, right? When I look at this whole situation, Aaron Glenn, it doesn't matter what he does. If he loses, he's a bad coach. We lose the first draft pick. If he wins 6 games, 4 games, we don't make the playoffs, he's a bad coach. Nothing he can do. And I think that it really comes down. I don't blame him. I blame the other regime with Zach Wilson. When we look at the pick of Zach Wilson, it takes 6 to 7 years after you draft a bad quarterback to come back. If we did not draft Zach Wilson, let's say hypothetically, we moved back to San Francisco, who really wanted that pick. Right. We could have gotten Jamar Chase. Now, say we get Jamar Chase, and then the next year we get Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. We would have Sam Darnold, Garrett Wilson, and Jamar Chase with Breece Hall, and we are in the Super Bowl, guaranteed. And we look at the Jets' history of drafting, it's the same thing. When we should have picked Marino, instead we picked Ken O'Brien. When we should have picked Jerry Rice, we picked Al Toon, which he was good, but he got hurt and everything else. You know what I mean? But it always comes back to the Jets just not knowing how to draft. And now we're in the same exact situation. If we just would have stuck with Darnold, we would have been good to go. We would have had an amazing team. Amazing. Even if we didn't pick Jamar Chase, we get Micah Parsons. We're getting someone amazing at that point, and we would have been growing. So it comes down to the pick of Zach Wilson that is still haunting us, and we're still trying to get over that hump. So I think that all we can do as Jets fans is just lose out, pick who we need to pick, a good quarterback. I wouldn't even mind if they moved back and picked the best wide receiver. And then we had 2 great wide receivers, Garrett Wilson and the best wide receiver coming out. Now we have that. We're going to lose next year no matter what quarterback we pick. Because I think people think like you're going to get the Washington, that with Daniel Daniels, that happens every year. That's once in a lifetime that happens. These guys, they come out there and they're that good. It's going to take them a couple of years. So no matter what quarterback we get, it would take a couple of years. But if we pick the best wide receiver, now we have Garrett Wilson, we have an uncoverable wide receiver. And then you don't have to be a great quarterback. I mean, Rich Gannon was not great until he got with Gruden. It's the system and the fit. That's all it is. If you can fit that system, you play good. You don't have to be the greatest quarterback. You don't need an Elway. You don't need that. You just need someone who fits the system that you're running. And that is the key. And if you have 2 great wide receivers like that, then it ain't hard to fit that system just to throw that ball up. Look at Dante Culpepper.
Baby.
He wasn't great, but he knew I just throw it up to Randy Moss. I throw it up to Carter.
He's down there somewhere. Yeah.
That's the way it's going to go, right? So when I look at it, I don't blame Glenn. I don't blame them. He's not doing a great job. I'm not trying to defend him, but it really isn't his fault. It's that Zach Wilson pick. It all goes back to that. And we just got to get through that 6 years. That's what they say, 6, 7 years when you draft a bad quarterback. We're still in that, and that's the problem.
Well, let me ask you this question. The Don, Tony Teflon TV, sitting upon the Iron Throne. Your Highness, let me ask you this question. You just presented both opportunities, right? So the Jets are headed right now on a driver's street to the number 1 overall pick. They could take a quarterback, one of one, everyone we're going to all argue about, or they could trade back and pull that 2021. They don't have a Sam Darnold on the team, but they could trade back and get some King's ransom, and then to your point, get Garrett Wilson a running mate or do something else. If you had to pick one or the other, get that top quarterback, whoever it is, your top quarterback choice, or trade back, get a haul, and attack another position. And boy, do we have enough of them to choose from where we can pick something else that we need. Which would you do? The Don Tony Teflon.
I am trading back 100%. Okay. We have not been good at drafting quarterbacks. It's in the history of the Jets. Whoever we pick, it don't work out. So why not trade back? fill those positions, make our offense unstoppable so that we can just go out in free agency and get someone established that can play, because you don't got to be great. And I think that everyone wants this great quarterback and everything. If we had just another great wide receiver with Garrett Wilson, you could bring in Kirk Cousins and we're great and we're good to go. You don't need to have this great franchise quarterback that people go back in history. Jeff George is probably the greatest thrower of the football who ever lived. I mean, if you looked at his ball, it looked amazing, but he just didn't have the weapons around him. You know what I mean? Jared Goff he was good, but he's not great. He's in a system that he knows it fits. Sam Darnold knows a system, both systems, two systems he got. It works. Baker Mayfield, the system works for him. That's why he looked so good. When he wasn't under those systems, he didn't look that good. Right. So it's really the system and the fit. Just get someone who fits your system. I move back. I grab another great wide receiver to put next to Garrett Wilson so we can just be unstoppable. There's no matter what, they can't cover these guys. And then we got a bunch of other picks to fill up the other holes. Again, you draft the quarterback. You're not going to be good next year anyway. You're still going to be looking for these positions. I don't think we need a great quarterback. I think we just need great players and then have a decent quarterback around them that knows how to just play in that system.
Wow. Well, Your Grace, thank you for gracing us with your presence, and I hope this is not the last time, my friend. Spectacular debut.
I appreciate you having me on. Thank you, sir.
There he is, the Don Tony Teflon TV. Wow. Okay, Your Grace. Wow. Iron Throne. That was impressive. What an impressive debut. I haven't seen many impressive Jets debuts in some time. But that was a pretty good one. Boy Green Daily. All right. A couple hundred people in the room. Again, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We have 100 of you guys watching on YouTube of the couple hundred that are tuning into the program. Make sure you guys like the video. Only 47 likes, but over 100 people in the room. That math don't math. Even my father would say that with a 0.0% analytics. So make sure you guys hit it. We'd appreciate it. Thank you kindly. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Plenty of callers want to get back in. Plus, some sort of an easy musical performance coming at some point. That's going to be something. Yeah. All right. Anywho, back to the phone lines. Mr. Go Bengals continue the tank. Alon is up next. Alon.
Good morning, BG. First of all, I'd like to address the controversial four.
Yes, you made that elite list. Yeah,
I did. First of all, Bobby and I have had a really whirlwind relationship. We were bitter enemies, mostly due to the assistance of a diminutive ginger. He is the reason why we became enemies. So the ginger is at fault on all that. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bobby and I have become more acquaintances and have become friends right now. He's become a friend of mine. It took a while, but he has.
Yeah.
BMAC was born a loser and remains a loser. So I don't know how he's controversial. Usually you sway one way or the other. When you're a loser and you're always a loser, you can't be controversial. You're just a loser.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
And Easy is, he just, I don't know, he speaks out of his ass sometimes. Like some of his trade talks are just comical, but maybe that's his shtick. So, and then I talk about myself. You can call me controversial, but I've been right much more than I've been wrong. I state facts, unlike your dad who speaks out of his ass all the time. So I'm sad that he's not here, so I couldn't just eviscerate him.
Yeah, right.
But he's just, Paul, are you sure you weren't adopted? Because that would not be a dad I'd be proud of. I would just say that.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. I enjoyed Teflon Don's call. Interesting chat as far as trading out of the first pick. It's funny because I look at this quarterback class coming up, and basically I think Mendoza has been the one who separated himself from others. I know people will be talking about Lenora Sellers and maybe he'll wow scouts. He has not been great this year. Honestly, if Beamer leaves South Carolina, I would try to latch on with another coach and maybe stay another year. Maybe a DJ Lagway who's coming in next year will have a new coach. Maybe it's Lane Kiffin will propel him into a top 5 player. I'll talk about a name that no one has heard of. His name is Drew Mestamaker. Remember that name for
Oh, yes.
2027. He's the
Okay.
quarterback here in North Texas.
Oh, wow.
He threw for 608 yards on Friday night, which
Wow.
is unbelievable.
Good Lord.
And I would not be surprised if he becomes the apple of Kurt Signetti's eye next year at Indiana when he transfers and makes a lot of money. But when you have the number one pick in the draft,
Yes.
you have to take the quarterback. As much as you want to get the whole back, you have to take the quarterback. And hopefully, as you could tell by my Chiron, I want them to be 0-17 because I want this whole regime gone. I don't want this regime to be the ones to pick this quarterback and mentor this quarterback and coddle this quarterback. I just don't believe they're the guys that I trust. So hopefully they lose out and give Woody the opportunity to right a wrong and find himself a nice offensive mind who has a love for a Mendoza and maybe picks him and start anew. This is going to be a rebuild. The problem with what Aaron did in the offseason is he said this was a team that he expects to win now. And they went at it half-ass. I mean, they didn't do anything at the wide receiver position. There was no depth at the edge position. So if you're going to think if you are believing this is a rebuild, you should not give mixed messages. And unfortunately, he's trying to backtrack that right now with some of his takes during press conferences, and he sounds like a fool. He does. And when they get smoked today, and we can mark the end of the Justin Fields tenure as starting quarterback, then we could look at the last 9 games and realize it's time to start anew in 2026. So
I would say this, the point that I think we are simpatico, even though the Don was, again, he's very charismatic. He had a lot of interesting things to say and some compelling points, but I think that's where I'm at. If the Jets are at the number 1 pick where they currently are, like, man, that would be awfully tempting to have your pick of the litter of quarterbacks, as opposed to, because in theory, if someone's trading up, I would imagine they're trading up for one of those quarterbacks that you apparently are passing on. And if you make that swap, regardless what your haul is, and that guy ends up being this superstar quarterback, you're going to have a lot of egg on your face as an organization. You punted at quarterback, a position you haven't gotten right in a long time, and you forwent that opportunity to take that guy. That's why I think the pressure is going to be too great. I think someone, in this case, it appears to be Mendoza, separating himself from the pack, and a lot of college football analysts seem to agree, even though there's a few others that have conversations for others. He seems to be the leading guy, so I don't know. While, again, the Don, a lot of interesting thoughts, and this debate will continue if the Jets sit in this hole for the next couple of months as we go back and forth on those possibilities. It seems like quarterback lean. I have that lean with you.
More importantly, with the quarterback picked at number 1, I just want the regime gone. I don't want them to be the ones to make this decision. So I'd rather them go 0-17 and make the decision so easy for Woody to cut bait. Unfortunately, he'll have to eat 4 years of Aaron Glenn's contract. That's what, upwards of 45, 50 million, is maybe 60 million if you talk about the assistants. But you got to right or wrong. I mean, you made a mistake. I mean, Penn State paid 49 million for James Franklin to go. There's talk after last night that LSU might pay Brian Kelly 52.4 million a walk. So maybe you just have to right or wrong. And finally, as far as today is concerned, and really, the enjoyment of watching a game with Frank takes
oh yes, I can't wait for that. That's going to be
takes
awesome.
precedence over the game itself. You know it's going to be a Jet thing when Quincy Williams and Breece Hall get hurt. You know it.
Quincy makes his debut today, baby. He's back.
You know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
No way.
And
Jets
when
are
it
gonna
happens,
win this game, right?
I would like to know what the reasoning was for 2 guys who obviously will not be here next year. I don't think either of those guys will be here next year. What's up, Frank? 2 guys who will not be here next year. Why are they playing? And I'm very disappointed that the Jets are taking this task at 0-7 with the trade deadline 2 weeks away. Why are these two players playing? So that's just been. What's going on, Frank? How are you?
Good. How you doing? A lot. Looking forward to meeting you in person and watching the
Yeah.
game in a couple hours. It's going to be
Yeah.
great. Watch this debacle here of a
Yes.
50-0
Absolutely.
sport, probably.
Absolutely.
The only thing I listened to the Don. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think the only thing you and I disagree on, I don't think Woody's going to fire this regime.
I don't either.
I
No.
don't.
0-17,
If they go
he has
0-17, unless something, I just think he's not going to do it. And the reason I don't think he's going to do it, number one, he's cheap. You have to pay these guys for the next 5 years, and I just don't. I don't know, man. I
Here's
can't
the other
see
thing
him
too,
doing
Frank, to
it.
jump in as we're like sort of talking about this, is that Woody, right, for the last previous regimes, and I mean regimes like the head coach GM combos, like Woody hasn't hired a group, I think, since 2015 when it was Todd Bowles McCagnon. So like all these
Yeah.
other guys have been Christopher hires. Woody's like, I'm back, baby. And he, with the help of the 33rd team, hires
He
Glenn and
picked him.
Muji. So
Right.
for a year later, for him to go, I fucked up. Sorry, guys. Whoop. Fuck you. You're all out. Even with your 0-17 line, it just seems hard to fathom because Woody, while he has shown more self-reflection over the last 7 months than I've seen from Woody maybe ever, where immediately after he said, I have to be a better owner, and they just had these private one-on-one comments with Diana Rossini that she just had in her piece about how he's been this terrible owner with the lack of winning. And I think we'd all agree, but we haven't heard Woody say that a lot. While that self-reflection has been surprising, I haven't seen that in a while. To have the level of self-reflection, he'd be okay eating the egg on his face of hiring these guys and blowing it all up. That just seems hard to believe, to Frank's point.
Paul, when this building last home game of the season, when New England comes in, when the building is 90% Patriot fans, and it will be, Jet fans will get rid of those tickets. Woody will see his building be surrounded by Boston fans and Patriot fans.
Okay.
I think he's going to realize that people will not renew next year if Glenn's back. They won't. They just won't. And that's the only reason I believe at 0-17, Woody will have no choice. He will have no choice. He will see the frustrations on the fans of Jet fans. He will see his building be 90% Patriot fans, the final home game of the season. And I think he will have no choice but to get rid of this regime.
What if they win a couple games? Like I
Right.
could see him
That's
winning.
possible.
Like I could see him beating Cleveland, New Orleans, and Miami.
Especially if the defense is playing this well, I think they'll be in those
3
conversations.
games?
Exactly right.
That's why, you know what? I could see him staying at 3. No, I just said at 0-17.
Yeah. Okay.
At 3 wins, I could see Woody keeping Glenn.
Right.
At 0 wins, I just don't see it. I do not see him coming back at 0-17.
Again, 0-17 has never happened before, so history favors you, Alon, that if that were to happen, that's never happened before. And for that sort of history, now that's incredibly embarrassing and could supersede a lot of the things me and Frank were just talking about. But again, unless the defense bottoms out, which again is possible, we saw it the first 5 weeks of the season. But if the defense plays the way it has these last 2 weeks, eventually, even by accident, the offense has to do enough to win one of these games if that is indeed the case.
That's actually the point. Like, not the point, but that's actually what I'm really interested in seeing today. I don't expect Fields to do anything, but I want to see how the defense plays today. And see if they actually play the way they played the last couple of weeks, or they go back to giving up, 35 points.
Right.
Now I think they're going to get. My gut feeling says, with the injuries and stuff, they're going to get smoked. But
yes,
Jesus,
it might be, but it would be interesting. But to just see if they can hold on to, if they come in and they play really well and they only give up 10, 17 points. Okay, then they.
And Quincy's coming back today. He's going to be fired up, I imagine. So shout out to Quincy. Nice.
But I'm with Alon. I don't think that's going to happen.
All right, boys, tell me this.
I think we're going to see a blowout.
Okay, so you guys are both going to be together in case someone missed that earlier. So Alon and Frank will be watching this game together. What will be the attire? You guys, smacking out jerseys? What
I'm wearing my Yankee attire. That's all.
Okay, that's probably the best. All right. And what about you, Iowa boy? What's going on?
I'm very proud of my team yesterday. They won
You should be.
41-3.
Yeah,
41-3.
impressive.
They have
Very
a
impressive.
big game in 13 days when the Ducks come to town at 6-2.
Massive. Yeah, go
Massive
Hawkeyes.
game.
Yeah.
On their way to the playoffs, Iowa. I'm telling
Okay.
you. I'll just
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Ooh. Okay.
I will wear a Jet hat. I might have
Okay.
the bag on underneath the hat, but I will wear a Jet hat. I will not wear a Jets jersey. I mean,
I'm not wearing a Jets jersey either. By the
I
way,
am
we
not
got to
wearing
figure
it.
out.
I
They
can't.
may be putting. I don't know how many people at this bar are actually going to be watching the Jets a lot, so they may be putting us in a corner.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, when you make the
car.
request, excuse me. Yeah, Jets Bengals. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jets Bengals.
Yes.
Can you put that on?
They're going to laugh at us.
I mean, the Cowboys play in the afternoon, in the late windows, so I bet you they'll just say, "Yeah, take it."
That's probably true.
But it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Paul, over these years, I appreciate being linked with the Bobbies and the Easies in the world. I mean, BMAX is in a place on his own. He's just a complete idiot. And Frank, I'm looking forward to seeing you in about in about 4 hours.
Okay,
and
nice.
Paul, I know
Sounds
you will have a watch party today.
Yeah, baby. Woohoo!
Paul, by halftime, you might be talking to yourself. I'm telling you, no one's watching that. And this might be one of my last games I will watch the Jets this year.
Wow.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if I told you this. I'm going back to New Jersey for the holidays.
Oh, the Christmas game, right?
And my brother, I go to my
Patriot
brother.
game?
I go, the New England game. I go to my brother. I go, hey, are these dates good? He goes, good, except the responsibility, except you have to come to the Jets, New England game. That's a given. You can't blow that off. I go, well, maybe I'll just stay in Dallas. I don't know.
Wow. Well, keep us posted on that, boys. I'm looking forward to the follow-up post-game call from both of you. Not for the post-game.
I will let Frank make the call,
but you guys about what happened. That's
Yeah.
the one I'm curious about, so I can't wait.
Always a pleasure, guys. Have a good one, man.
See ya.
There he is.
See you
Okay,
guys.
there he is. Appreciate it, Frank. Thank you very much. All right. Wow, that was interesting. Okay, a couple of things here, and then let's get back to the phone lines here. I see our boy MFC gifted a membership. Appreciate you, MFC. Mother effing shoe. Special guest for this next thing coming in. So salute, a new membership coming in. Let's bring an Indy Jets here as the reigning biggest face on the Mount Rushmore. Congratulations for that. So it was told earlier here, Indy, that Easy will be doing some sort of a musical performance here in a little bit. But MF super chat he wanted me to send on, and some of it included you. So
Wow.
MFC said me and Havmo don't want to hear Easy sing thank you. And then he followed up with a separate super chat saying, neither does Indy.
Wow.
Is this true? Can you confirm this, Indy? Do you not want to hear the pipes of one Easy?
I can definitely confirm that is correct.
Oh, that's too bad. He could belt it. He's a really good vocalist. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take away from the spotlight that Hep has put on the show. So, you start introducing, then it's, what is this? America's Got Talent on BG show.
Yeah.
And that might start dimming the lights of the Hep, and nobody wants that.
Right, of course not. So yeah, that's
so
a good point.
He deserves all the spotlight on the show, so I think we should just keep Hep as the spotlight of the entertainment. We have enough entertainers on here without singing. We just saw one with Alan. There's complete entertainment right there.
Oh, he's back.
Hey, Indy, where is the jersey?
Yeah. The shirt. It's getting made, and I'll just tell you what it says because I think I already did. It says across the front, it'll say it says I may and Drake May's,
Yep.
Yeah, in the Patriots colors. Love Josh Allen in red in the Bills colors more than my Jets.
Okay.
Is that fair enough? I covered both. And I covered both sides of it. It was a Josh Allen / Drake May. You and I went back and forth, and I'm like, screw it, I'll just put them both in for you.
One final thing, Indy. By the way, how good is how good is Drake May?
Drake May is far better than I gave him credit for so far. Yes, I will give him that. You know, he's exceeded his. Some
That seems
people. It reminds me of BG's comment the other day with we were talking about Badshaw and his 5-year anniversary and how he's really overachieved.
Yeah, outkicked his coverage, right?
Yeah. I think Drake May has also done that. I hope he's a good kid, so I hope I hope the best for him. You know, and I'm just talking as an individual, not just as a football player. He's a really good kid, and so I think that I hope that he, even though he's a Patriot, and if Drake May was not here's my thing, Alan. If Drake May was was in Minnesota or any other team but the Patriots, I would be like Drake. Yeah, right. We spent 20 years hating the Patriots, and so Drake May has got some of that residual hate, whether he's great or not. I still don't like the Patriots. Not going to like the Patriots.
I hate the Patriots too. Yeah.
And for Drake May to have success, I do not wish that on the Patriots. If they would trade him to Carolina, I'd be fine with it. I'd be like, okay, go Drake May. But just because he's a Patriot, no, I'm gonna say I dislike him.
Yeah,
for that
and I
reason.
would say this. I hated this. So I'm speaking with Greeny right in our chat, and I bring up Aaron Glenn, and he brings up all this stuff about like I wouldn't do it yet, but one and done is tough. And he said, well, I mean, it worked out for New England exceptionally well. And he's like, he's talking about the differences between the Jets and Patriots. He's like, obviously, us talking about the Jets are nowhere close to Patriots, and a big reason for that is that Drake May is pretty good. And I was just like.
Well, can I just ask you one question before I go?
Sure.
So when you have Farry on again, okay?
I believe it's Monday.
When you have him on again, he made
Yeah.
a comment when Vrabel took the job with New England, and he said,
Yeah, what did he say?
he was not using the Jets to take the Patriot
Oh, yes,
job.
yes.
Can you ask him that question again? Because there is no doubt in my mind that he took the Jet interview to stick it to Robert Kraft and tell Robert Kraft, I'm here, hire me. And that's
Do they fire Gerard Mayo if he doesn't take that interview? Because remember, Gerard Mayo was employed when Vrabel was meeting with the Jets.
I still think he fires him. Yeah, because I think
that sort of felt like that happened because it sort of felt very cause and effect. He's in the building, New England, and then they're just like, fuck it, fired. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Because Nick, as well as a couple other reporters, said, Vrabel was genuinely interested in the Jet job, which I never thought he was.
Yeah, right.
I never did. I thought
piece where you got to be around Vrabel for like 3 months or something during this process of nothingness. So yeah, he's the one who had the deep dive article on it. Yep.
Yeah, I never.
Yeah, and Alan, you're right. You're right on this though. And if I remember correctly, the dates were really close to when Vrabel left New York. Mayo, I mean, he literally was pulling out of New York when Jared got fired.
It was very close.
So, yeah, and I think that was that was the sign to say, no, you're coming here. All you have to do is just get in the building, and that's what he did. If the Jets would have offered him the job, I don't think he would have taken it, even if he would have. No, you're right. He used the Jets to say, look, I got other options. I don't want them, and if you want me, you better make it happen right now. And the timeline was there when he walked out of the Jets building. I think that he was on the phone with probably Kraft before he got out of the parking lot. I'm just guessing.
And that's the problem with the Jets going forward, because as much as I believe that Aaron Glenn is not the guy, there isn't a guy out there that I can just pinpoint that is the perfect hire for the Jets. There is not one. Vrabel was the perfect hire for the Patriots. There is not a perfect hire for the Jets. Again, I wanted Cignetti. I know I was alone in that. I thought Cignetti would have been perfect in New York, even though he's never coached a a professional game. He's only been a college coach. I thought he would have been his personality alone. You just listen to him on the sidelines and in interviews. He reminds me of Rex on the offensive side of the ball. He has that cockiness to him, but he's won. The problem with the Jets now is when Glenn goes, I have no idea who the Jets pick. There isn't a guy out there that I think is a sure hire. So,
well,
but I
and this is
appreciate
where
that.
you and I this is where you and I disagree on, Alan. That I think Aaron Glenn was the right guy, and
I never
and
said he
the
was the
reason,
wrong guy, but okay.
yeah, but because he wanted the job. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a Jet, so
Yeah, blood
you
in the
had to take the
soil is
chance.
how Greeny said it, and I like that term. Yeah, that made a lot
Yeah,
of sense.
and you had to take the chance on bringing in Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, okay, that didn't work. You brought the chance of bringing in Justin Fields. Well, that didn't work. Well, the Jets' history says all the chances that we take don't work. I mean, so that falls right in line with what we do. I get it, but I'm not done with Aaron Glenn yet. And you made the comment earlier when, that his drafting wasn't the best. You talk about a wide receiver 2, and they were they were going to build a run first team. I mean, that's what his okay. So with the run first team going into the draft, you want a solid offensive line. They did that with the first pick. You want a solid tight end on a run first team. They did that. I don't think you could bring in T. Higgins and change this team. You could bring in Jalen Waddle and change this team for bringing in a number 2 wide receiver. It's not gonna. That's not what would have changed the team. So I don't think a number 2 wide receiver was all that important in the goal of what they wanted.
I think
it just didn't. It just didn't work out yet. And so I'm not surprised it didn't work out because we're all used to it not working out. Go back to the '80s over not picking Dan Marino. Well, no, but it didn't work out. And it just seems like that's just the Jets' MO time after time after time. No matter who we pick, it's gonna be the wrong guy.
Yes.
Or not the right. I shouldn't say the wrong guy, but not the right guy for there. How
I love
about
the
that?
line of delineation. Of,
Yeah. It's all in how you phrase it.
Yeah, that's it. Alon and Indy, we'll check back in with you in just a second. I want to welcome in this guy because he's returned. Carl's back, baby. What's up, Carl?
Hey, how you doing, Boy Green?
Man, we missed you, pal, and on a Jets game day, no less. What's up, man?
I'm calling you from a cruise ship in Canada.
Ooh, wow. Okay, nice. Things must be going well,
And,
Carl. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, I had to take a break for a while from the Jets.
Sure. Yeah, don't we all?
It's, looking at what's going on with the press and Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Can you think of anybody that would want to come here and coach?
Not at this moment, no.
Really, this is insanity. I think even Aaron Glenn is sorry he might have taken the job. I've been away from the noise a little bit because I haven't had internet until I get into a port.
Yeah, right.
But just with the little bits and pieces I've been looking at, I mean, it's a mutual thing. Aaron Glenn, in my opinion, Aaron Glenn's acting like a jerk. He's being so resistant, and it's not doing him any good.
Yeah.
I think he should take a whole different approach and say, look, everything's new. Right now we suck, but things will get better. Instead of saying we had a great week of practice, because that's becoming a running joke.
Yes, very much so.
Anyway, I'm debating today. I can watch the game on my phone.
Okay.
Because I have Sunday ticket.
Of course.
And I could not go on an excursion, and I'm trying to weigh the difference here. I can go to St. John's and explore.
Yeah.
Or I can sit out here. Or it's a little cold. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it looks it. I've never been on a cruise ship at this time of year, but
it's chilly. But it's funny. We're still in the pool. The pool's heated and the hot tubs are hot.
Nice.
So it's kind of fun.
Okay.
And you can watch the big screen
Oh my goodness! Look at this.
They had Thursday night football on that screen. It was
Oh,
really
that must have
cool.
been awesome. Okay.
Anyway, I'm watching the Jets with no expectations anymore. This
There you
year
go.
is just, this year is like, it's just a crapshoot. What's going to
Definitely.
happen? No Garrett Wilson, no Sauce Gardner. I just don't know. How do you think Justin feels right now?
I would
Getting
imagine
the
not well, right?
I mean, man, the pressure that's on him.
Oh yeah.
Hey, do you think that the pressure of the New York press has anything to do with his play?
I don't know specifically to his play, but in play in general of
Yeah.
more pressure, 100%. How does that not possibly affect you? Justin
Right.
claims he's his own worst critic, so I'm sure he has not been satisfied with the last week and a half of play or 2 weeks of play where he got benched at halftime, and then the week before was -10 net passing yards, and then the owner kicks him while he's down. So I imagine he's not feeling good at all. I hope, to go back to my Pops thing all the way at the beginning, he said that, when all this bleep is going on around you, you have a couple of choices. One of the choices just saying, F it, you can just play with a reckless abandon. You've got nothing to lose. All has already happened anyway. So the Jets are already 0-7. So why not play loose? And hopefully that leads to your best performance since week 1.
Yeah, I personally think that this game is going to define Justin Fields' future in New York. If he comes out and plays like he did last week, I mean, I don't know. It'll just be ridiculous. But I don't think if he has a game where, the press is criticizing him and he, throws for another -10 yards, I just don't think he could mentally do it.
I agree.
He might bench himself.
It could happen, and again,
But-
heading into this bye week, I think you're right. Justin Fields plays well. There's some interesting conversations during the bye. He
Right.
plays terrible with 2 weeks to go. The Jets, I think, using our cruise ship analogies here, I think that ship is heading in a different direction.
Yeah, and I think that this could not happen to any other team in the NFL. I don't think this could ever happen to any other team.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of something. Why don't they make a division, another division in the NFL called the Special Needs Division? And we can put the Jets in the Special Needs Division.
Okay.
And we can spot them 14 points.
Well, that'd be nice.
Every time they start a game.
Sure.
And you're not allowed to touch the quarterback. We can make a lot of rules.
Okay.
And when they and we could put them when they go back to when they travel, we'll put them on a short bus.
Hey, all right. Okay. That should help. That could only help their chances, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, anyway, listen, let me get off. I have to go to the buffet.
Oh, there you go. I love the buffet. I'll tell you this real quick, Carl, that
sure,
since your return on the show over the last couple of minutes, the comment section is flooded with welcome back, Carl. Love to have you back. And a lot of people are very happy to see you, including myself. I can't say it any louder. And Alon, I saw was in here as well, says it's great to see Carl back in here. So this is awesome.
Thanks
and
a lot.
Welcome.
And besides not trying to get involved too much with the Jet news, I've been dealing with I have a very bad back. I've had several surgeries on my back.
Yes.
And I've been dealing with that now. Again, it's kind of flared up.
I'm so sorry.
I've been kind of miserable. I wasn't even going to come on the cruise, and at the last minute, I figured I could be miserable at home or be miserable on a cruise.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I chose the cruise. But anyway, yeah, you'll see more of me. And thanks a lot, everybody, for wanting me back. And hey, go Jets! What else can I say?
There he is, our boy Carl, from a cruise ship north of the border. Wow, in a port. All right. Well, again, I want to say it off the top. Great to have Carl back. That's awesome. And, we all make mistakes. I don't want to belabor any points. It's just good to go full circle. By the way, I see NY Jets fandom immediately saying, Paul, you eat the same things. Why would you even like a buffet? Hey, man, now just wait a second here, okay? I've gone on 2 cruise ships in my life, and I like that on one of the ships, there's just like Mountain Dew. So I'd just be like, sir, and there's a person constantly coming over. Can I refill your glass, sir? I'm like, Mountain Dew, please. So that's very nice. You got the people coming with that. That's very nice. And then the food. Oh my God. Here, so I like the same thing. Sure. You want to know what they have? Endless amounts of burgers, fries. I'm like, another burger. Yeah, I'll take some fries. Thanks. And I get to keep circling back through. I'm like, tasty. They used to have on this one cruise ship I went on, they had an Irish pub that was open 24/7, no matter what. It was called Oshako Hennessy's, something like that. And you could go there at any time. And I just go there and say, yeah, I'll take 12 wing six. Take another 12 wings, baby, and just boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's freaking awesome, man. So, yeah, sure, I have a select palate, but they have everything in my select palate. So just wash, rinse, and repeat, baby. Cruise ships. I always thought, like, boy, what if I get seasick? I don't know. How do you know you're seasick till you're on a boat in the middle of the water? But the cruise ships are so massive, you don't notice any of the rocking. And to be honest, our cabin where we slept at night was on the bottom of the boat. So when it was rocking, it rocked me to sleep like a baby. I was like, like other people are like, oh, I'm going to be sick. And I'm like, this is comfy. This is nice. So, yeah, cruise ship. Highly recommend, baby. Oh, yeah. And Craig Hatch says, I can eat burgers every day. I freaking love hamburgers, man. Oh, yeah, that was great. I got to go back on one of those cruises. The only problem is it cost me my left kidney, and I only have one left. So, yeah, that part's a little more expensive. But, hey, you know what? YOLO, baby. Great to have back off. There you go, Carl, back on the show. All right, let's go back to this guy. I want to go back to Indy because I know he was in there with the lawn because this guy, Philly Noodles. We got our combo platter here. Nice.
Good morning, Joe.
Hey, what's up,
It's
boy?
the Indy Noodles field trip again.
That's it. Here we are.
Oh, man. First off, I'm going to actually... This week, I probably am not going to watch the game because I'm probably going to go pumpkin picking. I am choosing mental health over watching this.
That's a selfish decision, but I appreciate you, Philly. Yeah, there you go.
I got to do it. Oh, and second, BG.
Yeah.
You remember the Mountain Dew rumor? I don't know if you remember, Indy, where they said like it killed sperm cells.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah.
Clearly, you have Vikings blood because you are fighting through it like it's nothing, and karate snapping kids out.
Yep.
You know
Third child on the way, baby. Let's go. No, not really. But hey, I could. Who knows?
Really? Is this breaking news? Where's Tatiana at? We need to confirm this.
That's a good question. But hey, my swimmers are swimming south of the border, baby. So at any time they can come get.
Facts. So I was like, I woke up early. Like my body probably told me like, just get on BG if you're not gonna watch the game.
Yeah.
I guess. And I saw the your heavy sports article. I said, oh wait. Will McDonald. So to me, it's like I out of everybody on the defense, he to me should be the biggest blue chip.
All right, so let me throw this question out to you guys. So you mentioned my article, and it was something Rich Sweeney talked about too, right? So the Jets are playing a game today, Jets, Bengals, whatever's going to happen. They got a bye week next week. This is the final Jets game before the trade deadline, Tuesday, November 4th trade deadline. This is the final game that we're going to have for the Jets. How many Jets are playing their last game today? Because there's not a trade going to happen today. That doesn't happen. Those happen at beginning of weeks, or for a Jet bye week, it could happen at any time. So those trades are going to happen front end of weeks. That means over the next 48, 72 hours, we could see some trades action happening. Who in your guys' mind, which Jets have played their last games as Jets, or will play their last games as Jets today?
I'll let the aforementioned Dennis Quaid go first.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Justin Fields.
Wow. Do you think he gets traded? Or
I don't think he gets I don't think he gets traded. I think that he is this will be his final game as a Jet. If he doesn't if he has another game like he's like the Buffalo game, or like he's pretty much had all season, I don't think they can go back to him. And they may just have to remember when they did that to Zach Wilson, and they just said, "Look, we are just done." And whatever happens with Mike White or Brady Cook, if they have to go out and find another quarterback off of somebody else's practice squad, I just don't think that if he has that other game again, he's coming back.
I'll be right back.
He may not get traded, but I don't think he's coming back.
Who else do you think?
I don't see any big names moving. I still think the Jets may be buyers. I know it's crazy. They see these.
Yeah, you've been
They see
saying that.
these. Yeah, and they have these pieces there that at some point it's going to come together. We all hope. That's just what we do. I don't think this is a complete tear down and rebuild. So I don't see Quincy. I don't see Quinn going anywhere. I don't see either one of the. I don't. JJ's not going anywhere. Will McDonald's not going anywhere. And then honestly, Brees's value isn't there, so I don't think he's going anywhere. So you might as well just you might as well ride with it. And if they have to pick up if they go out there and pick up another defensive end to allow Michael Clemens to bring water to everybody. It could be an addition or an addition by subtraction. I don't know. But I don't see anybody going.
And I think MC2 definitely will play his last game today. I think he's going to be gone. It sounds like I didn't know what they would be able to get for him, and then I'm like, I just keep hearing people keep saying day 3 pick, day 3 pick, day 3 pick. So it sounds like they could get a 5, 6, or 7 for him.
With no better than Carter's playing, they might be able to take a 6-7 swap, and that's probably about it.
Hopefully it's a straight up pick. That'd be nice. But you're probably right. It's probably more realistic to have a pick swap.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So who I would like to see go would be I hate to say it, Brees for as high as we can get it.
Okay.
Unless we wait for the compensatory pick at the
and I'm so worried about that we even get it because of all the money the Jets have in the coffers that like they won't be able to.
That's not going to mean anything. It'll be gone. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Get it straight up while you can. That's guaranteed. And it comes a year sooner, right? The comp pick wouldn't be in 2026; it'd be 2027. So if you trade him, you get something legit for 2026, and obviously we got holes to fill. So
I'd like to see Brees go because I just think it makes sense. I don't think we attest. Some people attest, but you got to understand the grand scheme of things. Running backs every draft out of nowhere are good. Like you don't need this. Please stop, everybody. So Brees has got to go.
Okay.
Will McDonald, if you can tell me you're getting a second, I'd do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's the current buzz. Yeah.
It depends on who the team is. If you're telling me it's a Miami team where you're going to get a high second, okay. If you're telling me it's going to be a Buffalo or somebody that you're going to be picking in the
well, here's another one of those teams you're
no, but
it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rich to me said that's a team to watch for Will McDonald, and he thinks he's actually going to get traded. And to your point, Tampa's awesome. Obviously, said it'd be an end round 2 situation. So basically,
I'm fine with how poor that second round pick is going to be because now I have ammunition to go get a wide receiver into the first.
That's true. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
No.
Yeah,
that's a great deal. Yeah.
Okay.
So please, I would get rid of Will. He's been a one-trick pony, and it is what it is. You can get those if you draft right in the 3rd round, 4th round. So I would say Will McDonald, Brees, MC2.
What about Quincy?
I was about to say that's what's going to sting because I don't know how Quinnen's going to feel. Quinnen's locked in, but I heard the rumors that he's, he's told other people in the league he's disgruntled. Like there's rumors.
And also, apparently, so Quinnen came to the Jets. This is from Connor Hughes, his reporting, and he came to the Jets and said, "Hey, man, I only got $5 million more guaranteed left on my deal. Let's renegotiate. Let's work on an extension, basically." And they said, "Nah, we're good." And so they tabled it at least to the offseason.
I would so this is my right now trade Brees, trade Will, or you can because people are desperate, and MC2 if you can. Off season before draft, Quinnen got to go if that's the case, and it sucks. That's my favorite player, Quinnen. Damn, I think I'm just stuck on Quinnen.
Okay, so no Jermaine.
After that, because no, you're not trading Jermaine. Jermaine's the heart and soul of the team.
Yeah, I don't want to trade him either. I'm just saying these are some of the names that were floating out there.
I don't think they would. I think Glenn knows better. Listen, that's also saying I think 0-17. I know this sounds effing crazy, right? Because we're having an effing crazy season. I think he's still the coach. I do too,
man.
Think
absolutely, 100%. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. But if you were to trade Will, go back to the Tampa trade that you talked about, the hypotheticals here.
Yep.
You know, I don't believe the Jets have a 3rd round pick this year, do we?
They do not, because of Hassan Reddick, who is in Tampa. Salute to Reddick.
Yeah. But you know, I could see something like, you know, trading Will McDonald and for Tampa's 1st round pick, and we give them a you know, we somehow swap where we're losing a pick, whether it's a 4th, we give Will and a 4th. I was going to say a 3rd, and that puts us at the tail. Because if Tampa is probably going to be in the playoffs, so they're going to be picking towards the back end of the 1st round, and taking the back end of a 2nd round to me isn't a high value for it. It wouldn't be worth it to me. But if they can say, hey, we'll take the chance of getting back, you know, taking a 1st round pick, and we have to give up a pick, and we get 2. Okay, then I could see that, but I don't see.
As long as there's enough of a gap, because the thing that pissed me off a couple years ago was the Elijah Moore trade, where the Jets paired Elijah in a 3rd to move up to the 2nd. Now that gave us Tippmann ultimately, which is great.
Right.
But like I don't want, and we don't have a 3rd, so we can't do that trade literally for that reason anyway. But I just want to make sure that if we give up a pick, so instead of getting a straight up pick, which would have been a 2nd round pick in this made up scenario, that we have to give up 1, but we get the better pick in the 1st round. I just want to make sure that whatever we give up, like I don't want to give up a 2 and Will to get a 3rd. Like I want that line to be much bigger. So if we give up a 4th or something like that, it's a pair up.
I don't think you're moving a pick with Will. Will has shown that he's got the skill to hit the quarterback. He's not Clemens. If you're moving Clemens, you would need Clemens and 2 1st rounders to get a 5th.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
like,
not even,
I get it that, and to your point, Philly, like Will is an imperfect player, obviously, but he has 15.5 sacks. And on a Super Bowl contender team, to Bucks, 49ers, all these teams, they would say, all right, you're playing on 3rd down, buddy. Learn 3rd down and sack that quarterback on 3rd and 10 plus, 3rd and 5 plus. You're on every play. And that's going to be incredibly valuable to some super awesome team, because that'll be a luxury. For us, we need him to play every friggin' down, even though he doesn't, because we have no other choice. But on one of those teams, they could get his quality reps on all of those key passing scenarios. And I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure he's going to put up monster numbers, because they're going to have other really talented players on those teams too.
So
and so that might be enough value to want to say, hey, this is Tampa's Super Bowl run. Next year's late round pick doesn't mean much, and so if you give up,
maybe
So if the Jets were to give them a 4th and Will McDonald and say, hey, you know, we'll take your late end 1st round pick.
Nah, they won't do that.
What are your 2 things? Go ahead, Philly.
Maybe. No, maybe you got something there. I think it would. I could see that. I would do a future. I would do like a 27.
Okay. So don't dip into the current Jet. Maybe that's where you get more creative. Maybe. Okay.
Yeah. So
anyway, you know, that's the only way I would, as a Jet, would want to trade. Would trade McDonald is if you could make you know, you're not going to get a Jamal Adams type trade. I get it. You know. But you need to move up. You need to move up in the draft, whether you're moving in the high end 2nd round, because taking a late 2nd or a late 3rd or that's not where we're really needing we need to get into that deeper talent pool of the draft. And if,
Yeah, 2 seconds would get you back into the 1st with the 1st.
For sure, definitely, especially because our first.
That's why you would do that.
The math of it, our 1st, 2nd, that's confusing, but that's basically a 1st round pick. So you could totally get shit. You could probably get to maybe even mid 1st with those top 2s for sure.
So what I would say is, if you even grab the Will McDonald, you get a 2, and you don't do that scenario, you still have that 2nd round pick. Bro, we need another linebacker. We have not chosen a linebacker in the first 2-3 rounds in God knows how long.
Right.
We need to do it. It has to happen. So I've been saying that for like 5 years straight.
Please, was it 2007 or 2006 with David Harris? Hitman Harris? Was he the last one? Probably.
It's got to happen. Like, it's crazy it hasn't happened. But anyway,
so but we don't have a 3rd round pick. So, and that's typically where you would find a good center at. Late 2nd, 3rd round. That's where that number 1 center. And we're going to need a center next year. Josh Myers needs to go.
I don't think he's terrible, but that's just me.
He's been okay.
Yeah.
You know.
But, I think
yeah, go
Tippmann
ahead.
had a better. I think Tippmann had a better control of center. So really, we need Tippmann back to where he is.
That's where I would prefer. And by the way, so like we only have 3 people on the screen, but there's 300 people watching. And one of the 300 people watching is Danny in real life. He's a Buffalo Bills fan. He says, "Draft talk before Halloween." All right, I'll listen to you guys. Like that bastard. These gosh darn Buffalo Bills fans.
I'll make my
Who's even in
last.
first place? I thought you guys were going to have all this on lock, and you guys are letting the Patriots go all over you. Come on, Bills. What the hell, man?
I'll make my last please thing. I'll
Okay,
say
go
this real
ahead.
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is my second thing. I've been trying to get it off. Like,
yeah, sorry.
All right, so if Moogie could right now, please still go get me a wide receiver, young kid off of someone's roster.
Brian Thomas Jr.
I mean, come on, BB, let's stop.
He's available.
It's not, I know it's not going to happen.
Apparently, from Diana Rossini, they're listing. Here's this. I heard someone float this out, so I'll throw it to you. Quinton Williams in a trade for Brian Thomas Jr. straight up.
Sign me up. Sign me up. He's going to go this offseason. He's going to go. He's going to be gone.
You wouldn't do that, Andy?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
where's
contract? Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, but where's he at in his contract? Is it towards the end?
No, year 2. He was a rookie last year, LSU kid. He was a Pro Bowler last year.
That's 3 more years.
I would probably do that. I would probably do that. Was he a first round pick?
Yes, he was. So you have the 5th.
Okay, so you'll have the 5th year. Yes, the 5th year option.
And he just turned 23 earlier this month, so he's brand new 23. Yep.
My concern with that would be, why would they trade a first round pick this early?
I don't know why. The rumors,
right?
I don't know why
So is there something wrong with the kid? I don't remember the wide receiver that was in Tennessee that just
Traylon Burks.
I think Burks. Yeah, he literally amounted to nothing.
Yeah, and he got cut.
You know,
big NFL visit now. Yeah.
You know, and is there something wrong? When a team gets rid of a talent, like that, there's something wrong. And we're not, I don't follow Jacksonville, so I don't know.
Who does?
Right. I don't even know if there's a YouTube channel that even exists about.
Cannot confirm.
And so when you're going to put your number one, that'd be like us putting Garrett Wilson on the market 2 years ago. Why? Is he causing problems?
Maybe.
Is he causing problems? Is there practice issues? We having what is it that has him on the market?
Good question.
Because that's a good build. Yeah, that's a good build. That would be a great building piece, on any team.
Sure.
So you're going to get rid of your number one draft pick.
A year later,
wide receiver. Yeah, 1 year later. That tells me that's a red flag. And so I probably, for that reason right there, wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Phil.
Well, maybe you see you kick the tires on Olave, get him back with his boy.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? But I
think the Saints are listening.
I think he'll be an option for obviously a contending team.
I'm a little scared about the concussions, but he's talented.
It's the fact that contending teams are going to spend, and we're not going to spend heavily, but we'll acquire heavily picks. But so just go get me some type of wide receiver that like is stuck on a team that he can't get out. Like, so there's Green Bay.
Okay.
Like, yeah, there's
I'll let Moochie know. Moochie know.
But we have Arian Smith and Dylan, the great Dylan Terryman, breaks down films fantastic, and we watch, and he watches him, and there's several plays where he's just wide open. And if you're not, and I'm not saying Arian Smith's the greatest thing to get on the Jets, but if you're not using the talent you have, what good does rising the talent? Like I said, I told Alan earlier, you could bring T. Higgins on here, and if you're only going to throw the ball to him one time a game, does that talent really help? No. And so we've got bigger issues than a number 2 wide receiver, and obviously it's at quarterback. That's our, and until that gets fixed, whether it's this year's draft or Brady Cook decides to become, Tom Brady, I don't know, but. Until that gets fixed, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter who the wide receiver 2 is. It's not. That's not going to matter whether Brees is on this team or not on the team. We just have to get better quarterback play, and until that happens, we're headed for the 0-17. Really.
Well, let's see if we can change it, Indy. Thank you, Mount Rushmore. Thank you for joining us. And I know, Philly, I know you've been trying to get your points in, so I appreciate that too, pal.
Yeah, it's all good. I was just going to tell Indy he's holding out a lot of hope for hoping like things can start going corrective, and then thinking that next year that could happen too. Me and him have had many conversations. I just think it's just a business. You got to make business decisions. That's how teams win championships. You got to start do what you got to do. There's no love lost. And I mean, Quinn Williams being a trade topic is the biggest no love lost. Like that is it.
Obviously,
it is the cream of the crop. You just signed those 2 young kids. You gave them full contracts. You didn't extend his brother. He's sitting there. You didn't even. They did him a benefit, right? Because they cut him his like guarantee was higher or something.
They
right?
did, yeah. They gave him some incentives. Yep.
That was like, here, buddy.
100%. That's exactly what that was. Like, hey, man, here you go. Like a little slid. Like take care of yourself. Like that was it, though. It wasn't like crazy, but it was like a little. That was nice. It was a goodwill move. That's what I perceived it as.
That's right. So it's like, so now we can, and then if Quinn, hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. Yo, you gotta make the moves, man. It sucks, but you just have to. And I mean, think about what Muji was a part of. Brock Osweiler, like a whole bunch of bad mistakes. Meaning, like he's seen fat cut over and over and over and over. Like, dude, it's gonna be, it's gonna be a miserable feeling, but it is what it is. I'm willing to sacrifice Big Q, my favorite player on that team, the longest tenured guy, right? So it is
Goes
what
to
it is.
show you.
Yeah.
Hey, Philly.
Let's go,
Let's
Jets.
go. Let's go. We can only hope. Let's give you one of these, Philly. Wow, there's been some wild conversation. We had a Carl comeback today. We had Bobby and my dad. What in the world is going on? I mean, man, this Jets Bengals pregame show has been something for the books. We got 300 plus people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe here on the YouTube. Again, I'll give another plug if you guys haven't seen it. Again, check out my Mike Greenberg interview, baby, with Greedy. We did 30 minutes on the Jets, Aaron Glenn's future, and everything else in between. Those are good chat. That's in our video section. Up next, we've got Bill Aimley. What's up, Bill?
Hey, I just want to wish Carl a very pleasant cruise, and I hope that his back issues get resolved without any additional surgeries. I'm sure that's no joke for anyone.
Definitely not debilitating. No.
Yeah. When it comes to the cruises, I warn people about the food. I came back about 17 pounds heavier from mine.
Yep. I've had that same issue. They weren't able to diagnose what the hell happened, but
I would do it again. I've done it twice already. It's been excellent both times. Can't complain.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's just like you live in your own world there, man. You go to like comedy shows, and they've got these entertainment acts, and you can, or if that's not your scene, you just want to do your own thing. You just pull up a lounge chair, and you're sipping Mai Tais. Like you do whatever you want. The cruise is just an amazing time, man.
Right. Regardless of who the coach is next year, I still believe that they'll trade back to get additional picks.
Would make sense.
You have to build the team first. If it's nice to have that number one quarterback, but if you don't have the studs behind him, it's just going to be a rough go again. I would love to see them actually be able to at least get Brady Cook to be a serviceable backup quarterback. If they can do that, they'll be nice, because it'll be nice to have a young guy backing up another young guy as opposed to guys close to 40 backing up our 20-year-old. It's like, I don't think I want him that old. Not that old,
Yeah.
It's I'm not surprised that Fields is starting. In fact, I had believed all the way when all this stuff about AG holding back on who his starting quarterback was, and knowing that Taylor was coming off an injury, and it seemed to me like it wasn't going to work out. So They had Fields. That's why they stayed mum on the whole thing. I really feel bad for Fields because I don't believe that the team had ever really set him up for success here. And if they have to trade him, trade him. Give him a chance elsewhere because if he continues on this path right now, I don't see any team wanting to take a chance on him if the Jets decide, to cut the strings or cut the cord.
Yeah, neither would I. Neither would
Yeah,
I.
it's a terrible situation to be in. I can only hope that the Jets can remain competitive for the rest of the year. At least the defense
For
playing
sure.
their fannies off.
Yep.
I hope AVT comes back. I would like
Yes.
to see him back. I
Sure.
think he is a solid offensive lineman. If he can stay out of injuries,
Yeah.
not only is there a chance for him to stay and be one of our anchors for our offensive line, but then the team can use him as trade bait if they wanted to at some point. He
Sure.
comes back, he's healthy, he shows that he can play the positions, and he can play tackle and guard. I mean,
very valuable.
Already would make him valuable for any team, let alone our own. So, these are just some of the things to think about. How's your daughter doing?
Oh, the kids are doing awesome, which is great. My son turns 1 in like a week and a half. It's coming up here very rapidly. So they're healthy. And again, I think that's the thing that for people that become parents and that hits them, one of the big things that changes is like what you think is important. Like in the what like even like during pregnancy, you're like, oh, this ancillary thing, and then all of a sudden, boom! When they just come out healthy, you're like, holy crap, that's the most important thing. So
Yeah,
it's a constant reality check of like, are they healthy? Then you know what? A lot of people are dealing with a lot worse in the world. So
yeah,
they are healthy, and that's all I could pray for.
yeah. My little one turns 8 next Tuesday.
Happy
So
early birthday! That's amazing.
Luna, wonderful birthday. My son's out there with her, so
Awesome.
they're having a good time.
Good.
I wish all the parents out there all the best. Definitely, raising children can be challenging, but in the end, it comes out really good. That this 67-year-old is crazy enough to say, if I could have children again today, I'd do it.
You're a warrior, Bill. You're a warrior, and you're crazy, but I love your kind of crazy, pal.
Damn right.
Love it,
And,
Bill.
well, I'm a Jet and Met fan, so
I guess that explains it right there. That explains it right there. Bill, you're the best, baby. Thanks for calling into the show. I will tell you guys. Here's a quick story on the kids, right? So again, Tatiana, my amazing fiance, normally takes care of the kids like a lot of the time because I'm doing all these podcasts and articles and writing, and she takes care of them a lot. But what I've been trying to do recently over the last couple of weeks is like so after the show ends, and sometimes it ends earlier or whatever, she'll come out of the room and do something, but she has the baby with her for obvious reasons to make sure everything's okay. And then, so I've tried to intercept. So, like when she's trying to do something, I'm like, "Oh, I can watch a baby for a while." And she's like, "Oh, thank you so much," so she can try to get some sleep. And so, me and the little guy, Polly, were hanging out yesterday, and everything seems to be going well. I'm like, "Oh man, okay, all right, this is nice." And then all of a sudden, I'm like, "Buddy, what's all over your legs and your arms for that matter?" I'm like, "Oh, good Lord." He had crapped all over the place, and like a baby dog or like a little puppy was just dragging himself all over the floor. I'm like, Jesus. I was just in a rush to clean up everything, and I was making us breakfast, and it was just an absolute disaster. And then my baby, I'm sure other babies are like this, right? He doesn't like to be changed. Just, oh yeah, Dad, let me do a quick salad. Just lay there so you can do it. He's squirming all over the place. I'm like, Jesus, and you're getting it everywhere. And oh God, it was an absolute disaster. And I just sat there and I'm like, good Lord have mercy. Like, look at all this frustration of this terrible mess going on. And then all of a sudden later he goes, Dad, and you melt. And you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing in the world. So it's a constant battle of like, oh, this is great. Oh, Jesus, this is terrible again. No, I'm just kidding. It's great. So being a parent is an indescribable feeling. There's no question about it, but blessed. And, Frank was saying it earlier in the comment section, BG, so true about, being a parent and everything going together. I mean, it is just an indescribable experience, but incredibly rewarding. Incredibly rewarding. It's awesome to be a dad. Let's get a super chat in here before we wrap up the program. We got Joe Boom Jet sending in a $5 super chat here, baby. Appreciate it.
Wow.
I'm nervous about today. Justin Fields going to try and win. As much as I want to see it, it's not what we need, but it all just feels too familiar. Well, Joe, let me tell you this, okay? I get what Alon says earlier and what others have said, right? It's better to lose out. Then you have this terrible record, but you're guaranteed to have a top pick, which maybe could be the quarterback savior, and it all works out. And again, of course, I want us to have our quarterback savior. The jersey in which I'm wearing right now, it has proven not to be the savior. I don't have a savior quarterback jersey yet in my closet outside of Joe Namath, our legend. Okay, so it's terrible. But I'll tell you this: while I get it, and that all makes sense from a non-fan perspective, I can't root for losses, man. I just can't do it. Okay, we're 0-7. This jersey right now, it's fitting. It's the seven losses we have all the year so far. I just can't root for losses. I want to win bad today, and I know that's going to make Alon upset and others upset. I want the Jets to beat the Bengals' ass. I want us to have a win, and we celebrate it for the next week and a half, 2 weeks. I am fired up. I want to win. I don't care how they do it. They've got all kinds of people out today, so you are right to be nervous, Joe Boom Jets, today, for what the Jets have been and what they've proven to be this year. But you know what? Hopefully Justin plays with his hair on fire and looks awesome today, and they come up with a great game plan with no Sauce, no Garrett, all these guys missing all over the place, and they're able to overcome it. And I hope they do overcome it. Because here's the thing, right? We championed Washington. I know this year's been South, but last year was awesome. Jaden Daniels, right? He was the second overall pick. He was in the first overall pick. Drake May, the great Drake May, he was the third overall pick. He wasn't the first overall pick. He was the second overall pick. Other quarterbacks are selected ahead of him. The Patriots found Drake May. Drake May looks awesome. So just because you have the number one pick does not guarantee that you get the right guy. And just because you have the second or third or fourth or fifth doesn't mean you get the wrong guy. So the draft is some people just call it a crapshoot. I enjoy the draft process. It's a complicated game, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So for me, in this moment in time on October 26th at 9:21 in the morning, I want the Jets to win, and I'm going to be rooting for a win. And I will be back. We're about to end the show. I'm going to be back for our watch party at 12:50. We'll be back on there. We'll watch all this Jets-Bengals mess together, and I'm going to be screaming for a win. I'm going to try to will it into existence. So I understand fans are trying to find things to root for. 0-7, and there's no clear quarterback answer. I understand that, as we're going through this process, a lot of you are conflicted on what you should be rooting for, what you should be doing. I'm not going to tell other fans how to fan. You guys can fan however you want to. That's the beauty of all of this. That's the beauty of all of this in here. And Joe Boom Jets, by the way, with your previous super chat combinations, you now have 3 raffle tickets for our contest. So thank you, Joe, for all the support this month. I would just say this, that I want the Jets to win. I want them to win bad, and I want it to happen. And hopefully we can get it to happen for our New York Jets. Thank you, Joe Boom. Easy's not on here anymore. I know people were asking for the Easy. There's no Easy here. So MFC, you get your wish. There's no Easy here. So no musical performance, unfortunately, from Easy to end the program. So sorry, folks. No Easy. Easy's not here. So I can't go to the Easy call. Easy is not in. But we'll have to circle back. Let Easy prepare this performance, and maybe we'll see it another day. I'll be on for 5 hours of live streaming today, so maybe we'll see him at some other point later today, and we'll see if that show comes on at some point. I know people are screaming in the comment section, Easy, where's Easy? I don't know. Easy is not in the call line, so I can't go to Easy. Easy's not a call I can call upon. So Easy, maybe we'll see it for the post-game show. Maybe the Jets win, and he gives us a serenading performance for the post-game show, perhaps. I don't know. But one more shout out. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you to the 300 people that are in the room right now. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. Again, we'll be back up at 12:50 on the program. That should be a real hoot. And can't wait for that. That's going to be amazing. Then we'll have the post-game show around 4:30. As soon as the game's over, we'll jump over to the post-game show already. And one last plug, everybody. Again, make sure you check out my interview with ESPN's Mike Greenberg, a.k.a. Greeny. We had a 30-minute chat talking all things Jets. We'll be cutting up the interview into YouTube Shorts so you guys can consume it in that way as well. But the full interview is in our video section, talking with Mike Greenberg, talking about the next Jets franchise quarterback and so much more. So I'll see a bunch of you guys for our watch party coming up at 12:50. That link is already live, so you guys can go like that video and hit subscribe right now. Appreciate you guys, and we will see you next time